Okay, let's look at the first question. Okay, John and Tim, they have a total of 64 books. After each of them bought 4 more books, Tim had 11 over 13 of the number of books John had. What fraction of the total number of 64 books did John have at first? Okay, so there's some error there. Jack, please. Okay. So, now, let's look at the first part. You can see that Tim had 11 over 13 of the number of books John had, right? Can you draw a simple model there for this? Yes? So, when you draw a simple model for this, okay, who has more, Tim or John? John has how many units? 13. Okay, and then Tim? 11. So, my personal preference is I always try to draw the one with more first. John, Tim, and then I have okay, let's because I want to save Araki the trouble of erasing. Okay, so I have John and I have Tim. So you can see that John is 13 units and Tim is 11 units. So 13 units, 11 units. Correct? Yes. Okay. They had a total of 64 books. So that means the total here is 64 books, right? So that's after each of them bought 4 more books. So I know 64 books at first. So after each of them bought 4 more books, you need to add 4 plus 4, right? Okay. So this will give you 11 out of 13, right? Correct. So now altogether, how many units do we have? 24 units. And this is equals to how many books? 72, right? So it's 3. So what fraction of the 64 books did John have at first? I need to find out how much is 13 units, right? So it's actually 39, yes or no? Yeah. Because it's 3 times 13. Okay? But because this is the after, yes or no? Yes. So how many books do you have before? 39 equals to 35. Okay, so the first question is 35. Yeah, it's good. So you know that he has 35, so this is not the answer because they are looking for fraction, right? Okay, because they are looking for a fraction. So we need to know 11 units how many, right? Or do we need to know 11 units? Do you not need to know 11 units? We can actually do a shortcut. We can use the 64 books, right? Correct? So if you use the 64 books, what fraction of the 64 books? That means 35 over 64, yes or no? Yes. Can it be reduced? Can it be simplified? No? No? Okay, since it cannot be simplified, so the answer is 35 over 64. No, you don't need to give out the worksheet. Anyone has any problem? No. Okay, let's look at the next question. All the lessons now will be recorded, okay? All the lessons will now be recorded. So After the lessons, you all can go to YouTube and retrieve it. Okay? Yeah. Okay, I'll give you all a link to retrieve it. Right? Yeah, so now let's look at, yeah, it will be posted on my own YouTube channel, so you all can access it. Okay, children, pay attention, please. So if you have problems revising, you don't understand, you can go and revisit it at home. Okay, because I realized that one question I need to teach 500 times to this class. I think I better record it down. Okay, now let's look at next question. Susan and Joachim shared a sum of money. So two persons shared a sum of money. Susan's share was $50 less than Joachim's share. After Joachim gave 1/9 of his share to Susan, Susan had $20 more than Joachim. How much did Susan have at first? Okay, because of this word at first. Okay, did Mr. Pang teach you, if you see this word at first, which model should we draw first, after or before? For all questions, okay, or for most of the time, 90% of the time, when you have this word at first, you will draw the after model first. So when it comes to after model, it's very important, right, for you to start from the last sentence. Susan had $20 more than Joachim. So this is the first sentence that you look at. So you draw this up. Susan, Joachim. You see that Susan has $20 more than Joachim. Yes or no? Yes. Okay, now, you see, Joachim gave 1/9 of his share to Susan. Since Joachim gave 1/9 of his share, what fraction is he left with? Very similar to the double if, right? Can you remember? So, since he's left with 8/9, that means how many units is that, Ernest? I can't hear you. So he's left with 8 units, am I right? So the after model will show that Joachim has 8 units, correct? And this will be 8 units as well. Anyone has any problem? Okay, now this is the after model. I need to label it so that I don't get confused. Wendy, do you have anything to share? I already told you the lesson is recorded. If I call your name out and your parents retrieve your name is being called out regularly, they know that you are the one that's not paying attention in class. Okay? So, now, I need to draw the before model next. So, since Joachim gave 1/9 of his share to Susan, that means he gave 1 unit to Susan, right? Do I need to return this 1 unit back? Okay, I need to return it back to Joachim. So what happens to Joachim? Becomes how many units? 9 units, right? So Joachim has 9 units now. Okay, Joachim has 9 units. Then what happened to Susan? Because Susan returned the 1 unit, right? So 7 units plus. Okay. So I have 7 units plus 20, right? And then Susan's share was 50 less than Joachim, right? So will you be able to form the equation? Yes. Alexis, tell me the equation. $20 plus 50. So that means 2 units equals to 70. 1 unit equals to? So if 1 unit is 35, how much did Susan have at first? I just need to do 7 units first, right? Equals to 35 multiplied by 7. What do you get? 200 and? 245, yes. Okay, so from 245, is that the final answer? No. Plus 20, because of this 20 here, right? So you have 265. So the final answer is 265. Is that correct? So it's wrong. Why do you say it's wrong? I did not put the units. Okay, so very good. 265. Anyone has any problem so far? Okay, so let's look at the next question. Okay, so next question. Miss Lim bought a pizza to share with her nephews. She ate 1/3 of it. Okay, she had one whole pizza, right? A pizza means one whole. She ate 1/3. Since she ate 1/3, what fraction is she left with? Okay, so I know that it's 2/3 left. At 1/3, that means 2/3 left. And that means this 2/3, right, is shared among the nephews, right? Correct or wrong? Okay. Now, do we know how many nephews there are? No. We don't, right? Okay. So, but we know that each of the nephew ate 1 knife. 1/9. Yes or no? Yes. Okay, now, Daryl, tell me what's the next step? Daryl, you're not paying attention. Xuan Wei, next. No, tell me the working. Don't tell me change denominator. Tell me the working. 2/3 divide by 1/9. Okay, if it's 2/3 divided by 1/9. Okay, Sky, tell me, what's next? 2/3 multiplied by 9/1 because you need to keep, change, and flip, right? Okay, so I can reduce my 3 to become 1, reduce my 9 to become 3. So 2 times 3 equals to 6. So how many nephews does she have? 6 nephews. Okay. So let's move on to the next question. Araki, you need to thank me. I saved you the trouble of cleaning the board. Yeah. Okay. So, next question. Carrie saved 1/9 of her monthly salary and paid $330 for her phone bill. The amount that she paid for a phone bill is 4/7 more than the amount she saved that month. Okay, how much was her salary? Okay, let's look at the amount that she paid for her phone bill is 4/7 more than the amount she paid that month. So, let me give you a very simple example. Let's say the amount she saved that month, the amount that she saved is 1 whole. Okay, the amount that she saved is 1 whole. Express, right, her phone bill in a fraction. Using a fraction, express her phone bill. Let's say the amount she saved that month was 1 whole. What was her phone bill in terms of a fraction? Okay. Ryan, how can I express her phone bill in terms of a fraction? Very good. Do you understand what he meant? Because the phone bill, right? Okay, because the amount she saved that month is 1 whole. Since the phone bill is 4/7 more, correct? So it's actually 1 whole plus 4/7, yes or no? So for the phone bill, it's actually 1 whole plus 4/7. Correct? Yes or no? Yes? No, I'm talking about phone bill now. Anyone has any questions so far? Yes, Amish? Sorry? Let's say if I consider the amount she saved as 1 whole. Correct or wrong? Okay? If I consider the amount that she saved as 1 whole, isn't her phone bill 1 whole plus 4/7? Why am I doing this? Later you'll see, because it helps me to construct the model. So this is actually 1 whole 4/7, right? In terms of improper fraction, Jing Kai, 11/7. Correct or wrong? Yes? Okay, now, let me draw a simple model to represent the amount she saved. This is the amount she saved. Okay? And because, right, the amount she saved is, if I call it 7 units, how many units do you think that she spent on the phone bill? How many units do you think she spent on the phone bill? Can you see clearly? It's 11 units now. Okay? Because you see is small. So it's 11 units. Anyone has any problem or not? Can you understand the rationale why I actually change this to an improper fraction? Because I want to let you see the 11 units. Understand? Amish, now you understand why I consider it as 1 whole? Okay? So now, phone bill 11 units, save 7 units. You know that she saved 1/9 of her monthly salary. Okay? Right? And paid $330 for her phone bill. So if you know that $330 is for the phone bill, am I right to say that 11 units equals to $330? Yes? So 1 unit equals to 30, right? And then phone bill is $330. Savings is 7 units, am I right or wrong? Which is $210. Correct? Who's the one that's... Who's the one? Who was the one using the tongue? Very funny, is it, Jack? The next time you do it, you do it for 30 minutes. Okay, so we have this as 210. So 210 $210, right? Savings. Okay. How much was her salary? Since you know that she saved 1/9. Correct? Am I right to say that to find her entire salary, I just need to use $210 multiplied by 9 times? Okay, so when you multiply by 9 times, what do you get? $1,890, right? Yes or no? Anyone has any problem? I'm going to move on to the next question. Okay, question 5. Okay, there were 3 different types of cupcakes. 2/7 of the cupcakes were chocolate. 3/7 of the remainder Okay, so before I start, let's draw a simple model. Okay, to represent the total number of cupcakes. Okay, this model represents the total number of cupcakes. Am I right? Okay, so 2/7 of the cupcakes. That means I need to cut the model into how many parts? 7 parts. Very good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So 2/7, which is here to here, is chocolate. Now, 3/7 of the remainder. Please take note of the remainder. Of the remainder, that means we need to drag it down. Drag down the remainder, because you know this is the remainder, right? Correct? And then from the remainder, I'll draw the model to represent the remainder. Now, the remainder, how many parts do I need to cut the remainder to? 7, right? How do you know it's 7? Because 3/7. Yes or no? Okay, so I cut into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now here you see is 5 boxes. Yes or no? Here is 7. Okay? But you know that they are supposed to represent equal number of cupcakes. Yes or no? 5 and 7. What do you think we can do to it? We can use lowest common multiple to equalize it. Yes or no? Make them equal, right? So 5 and 7. What is the lowest common multiple, Jingjie? 35. Do you all get the same lowest common multiple? Okay. In case you have problems coming out with the lowest common multiple, very easy. You count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes, right? You just write 5 units here to represent all of them. 5, 5, 5, 5, and 5. Correct? Then you count 7 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then you just write 7 units. 7 units. 7, 7. So you can get 35 units for both, right? Correct? So that's an easy way of equalizing. You just count the number of boxes. Okay? So, since I know each of this is 7 units, I know that this is 7 units. This is 7 units as well, right? Correct? So, the total number of cupcakes, okay, is how many units, Jack? Which is equals to 49 what? 49 units. Can you understand how we get 49 units? Because I've got 7 here, right? 7 boxes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And each box is 7 units. So altogether, all the cupcakes is 49 units. Of which the chocolate is 14 units, right? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. 3/7 of the remainder. So 1, 2, 3. 3/7 of the remainder is actually strawberry. Correct? And strawberry is how many units? 15 units. Okay. And the rest are tiramisu. Tiramisu is how many units? Tiramisu is how many units? 20. Gabriel, tiramisu is how many units? How many units? $20. Are you very tired? Are you very tired? Are you very tired? Stand here. Okay. Now, so my model is like kind of complete already, right? So the question, if there are 24 more tiramisu cupcakes than chocolate cupcakes. Now, tiramisu cupcakes, Kaylin, how many units? 20 units, right? Then chocolate cupcakes, Charlotte, how many units? Okay, so what's the difference in the number of units for these two types of cupcakes, Alexis? 6 units, right? So 20 units and 14 units, isn't it 6? Why y'all, who's the one? So, Ernest, what's the equation? Form the equation for me that I can solve. Araki, is he talking nonsense to you just now? You don't even want to pay attention to him, right? Yeah, because he's talking nonsense. Ernest, can you stop disturbing your friend beside you? Then it's even worse that you're talking to yourself. Okay? Right? Mentally sound or not? No, you're not mentally sound. I ask you, mentally sound? You say no. Oh my God. Okay. Yongqian, form me an equation, please. It's how many units? 20 minus 14 is how many units? 6 units. And 6 units equals to how much, Jingkai? 24. 1 unit equals to 4. So, how many chocolate cupcakes are there? So, now, how many units of chocolate cupcakes do I have, Isabel? 14 units. So, 14 units equals to 14 multiplied by 4 equals to, so I will have 56 chocolate cupcakes, right? Anyone has any problem?